Welcome everybody to Under the Table. Here we are, obviously, underneath the table that I play on, after we just played a crazy game of Tiny Epic Galaxies. These are my thoughts after I've played it. Now this game is really awesome. I actually kickstarted it. I was quite excited by it when I saw it on Kickstarter, because ever since I got Friday, which was, granted it's a specifically solo player game, after I got Friday, I was quite excited because I'm like, okay, this game comes in a small box, just like that, just like Friday, and it could be a really exciting game to play. And also it's space, which is one of my favorite genres. Is science fiction, and anything space related is awesome. But also, I know Gamelyn Games released Tiny Epic Defenders, which was a perfect solo game. I have that one. I've never played it on Lord of the Tabletop, but I will. I'll play Tiny Epic Defenders solo on Lord of the Tabletop. That is a really fun game. I really enjoyed that game. And so when I saw they were coming out with another one that could be played solo, unlike Tiny Epic Kingdoms, I got right on it and I kickstarted it. I'm out of breath after playing, because it really made me angry there. I've never been so angry. In every other game that I've played, I can't remember a time when I've been slow rolled by a game before. And that's what I felt like. It just felt like the game was needling me, and I knew what was coming. I could have quit, but I don't like to quit before it's actually truth. You know what I mean? And so as I was playing there, I could just see that this stupid Hades galaxy was gaining on me too quickly. It was advancing too fast for how quickly I was advancing. And I'm sure if I thought about it and used some more skills, which I clearly need in order to play against Hades, let me tell you, I probably could beat it. But let me tell you, I was far away from beating it. Far away from beating it. That being said, it was a really fun game to play. I had a lot of fun playing it. It's not quite like Hostage Negotiator, which I will play on Lord of the Tabletop as well. I have it all queued up. That was one of the ones that I filmed, and I forgot to turn my... Oh no. Yeah, that was one of the ones that I filmed where halfway through filming, my batteries on my microphone cut out, and so the audio cuts out halfway through, and I couldn't edit it. There was no audio. I had no backup. Lesson learned. Now I'm gonna have a backup. So I will play Hostage Negotiator later. That one has turned into one of my favorite all-time solo playing games. That is specifically for a solo player. This you can play with friends. But we're not talking about Hostage Negotiator. We're talking about Tiny Epic Galaxies. So yeah, let's talk about it. Inside the box, it's kind of cool. It's actually kind of awesome. So the instructions, awesome. Very straightforward. It gives you a lot of information. Like I mentioned, I played this so wrong the first time because I thought that you could be like one galaxy and and that you just had to get 21 points. And so I was playing, and like it was like halfway through where I thought, what the hell is going on here? Like, you're gonna win every game like this. I was so stupid. Normally I'm not that dumb, but that time I was stupid. So then I flipped through the book and I found the Rogue Galaxy solo play instructions, which is cool because it really adds a different flavor to it. So it's somewhat the same game, but it's also a different game than if you were to play against other players, which I imagine playing against other players would make this game even more fun. I'm just rambling. So yeah, so inside the box, awesome instructions, really good. If you're gonna play it solo, make sure you go flip it to the back because there's specific solo instructions back there. I missed them my first read through because I just skimmed it. Fail for me. All the components are really awesome. Like they're all made out of wood, which I really like. Like I like when they're made out of wood as opposed to plastic. And they're really well done. Like the little spaceships are one of my favorite things in this game. Of course, all the other ones as well. Lots of components in this solo game. If you're gonna travel with it, it's perfect because it fits in a small box, but there's a lot of things that could go flying. So like if you're playing on an airplane, which sometimes I like to do is play these solo games like Friday on an airplane. This one I think could become a little bit more complicated just because you have a lot of these small bits that could go flying around when you hit those bumps, because you know you're gonna hit some bumps up in the sky. Who knows why they're there, but sometimes you do. The dice are awesome as well. I really love the die. The die are really high quality. I love how they're not just one color. Like I don't know if the camera would be able to see it through the little bag, but they are like black with some gray in them, like a marbled color. Obviously no stickers on them. I love these dice. And then their cards. So you get a lot of cards. Like take a look at that. For a solo game, I shouldn't just call it a solo game because it's not just a solo game, but obviously, since I don't have friends, this is all I have, right? So as a solo game, like a travel game, in a size this big, you think, okay, travel game. Because this box is the size of a Friday box, which is a perfect travel game. But you get a lot of cards in here, look at that. And they're awesome. A lot of variation in play there. Let me open this up here. So you get a bunch of planet cards, but also included are secret mission cards, which you use not as a solo player, but you use to play that against other players. So it's a secret mission that each individual player gets, and sometimes it adds value to your victory points later on. Very cool. You get that? Cool, right? So that helps keep track of everything going on. Very nice. And you get, let me see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 individual cards that you can choose, and they're actually just color coded differently. They're exactly the same on the face of them. There's no difference between these galaxies, but it's like picking out your pawn, right? Like in Firefly, although now there's a bunch of different ships. I love Firefly the game, but we're not talking about that. We're talking about Tiny Epic Galaxies. But in Firefly the game, you know how you can pick your different colored fireflies? There's no difference to those fireflies unless you have some expansions there, but there typically isn't any difference to the individual fireflies, and that's like these. So you can pick any one that you want, your favorite color. I picked yellow for my playthrough just because yellow is pretty awesome. Almost picked purple. Purple would have been cool, but I picked yellow. So yeah, no real difference there. So that's cool if you're playing against other players. And I think, how many players can you play up to? 1 to 5 players. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, I guess there's only 5 cards, so that makes sense. So you can play up to 5 players, which is awesome. That's cool. But if you're a solo player like myself, on each back, this is what I love about it. Like the solo playthrough, in instructions of this game was clearly well thought out. It's really uncomfortable underneath this table, let me tell you, but I kind of like it. It makes me think, you know? A little bit uncomfortable, but it's under the table for a reason. So anyways, on the backs of these cards, right, you get different rogue galaxies, which are in play when you play the game. Now, what I should have done, in hindsight, is I should have picked the easiest one, because they have different levels of aggression, and I think I picked the most difficult one. So hard, Hades is hard. Then there's beginner rogue galaxy. I should have played against the beginner one. Then there's a medium rogue galaxy. There's an epic rogue galaxy. Oh my god, there's an even harder one, an epic one. And then there's an easy. So it looks like I should have played beginner or easy, which I didn't do. Instead, I played the hard rogue galaxy, which, even though I lost horribly, I guess isn't the hardest one. There's an epic rogue galaxy, which appears to be even harder. Shit, I don't even know how I would be able to beat it. So a lot of strategy is involved in this game, clearly. A lot of strategy. What else can I tell you? The box is really awesome. Oh, yeah, about these cards, I kind of wish they were thicker. I feel like they're a little thin. But still, high quality. All the artwork is really awesome on those. The box is cool, man. The box is awesome. on the bottom side of the box, there's a little cheat sheet on the inside, which tells you it's a clarification of Animal Planet, or Animal Planets. It's a clarification of planet actions. That's awesome. So if you forget, you need to take a look, you can just take a look through here and say, oh, okay, if you're followed on this turn, acquire blah, blah, blah. That's cool. Another thing that was very cool, I kind of discarded it in my playthrough, but it is the dice box. This is pretty cool. Like the lid of it, they've printed artwork on the inside of the lid, and it's a little dice box, and it works really well. It's a great idea, especially if you're playing on a plane or something. I mean, you could always just use the lid as a dice box anyway, in any game, quite honestly. But the fact that they put little graphic artwork in there and they called it a dice box is awesome. Very nice indeed, yeah. So this is a great game. Another part that I got inside of it, I don't know if it's a Kickstarter exclusive or not, but I got a little mini Epic expansion pack. And I think it was because I got the deluxe edition, which includes this little expansion. And it's a Satellites and Super Weapons mini expansion. So it adds super weapons and satellites into the game. I quickly skimmed the instructions of this little expansion to see if I should play with it in the game. You probably can play using this expansion against a rogue galaxy. It may help you because I believe getting little satellites and such and taking control of super weapons would probably help the player out more than it'd help the rogue galaxy out. I'm gonna do that one of these days, but I haven't. I cracked it open, took a quick look at it, and thought that it just wouldn't work for a solo playthrough. But if I do find a way to use that, which I think you can, but if I find that it's fun and worth a revisit with this super weapon and satellite mini expansion, which was included in my box, I'll do that and I'll upload it to Lord of Tabletop. That's what I will do. In hindsight, let's talk about it. Did I enjoy it? Yes, I did. I really enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun, but I've never, like I was saying at the beginning, I've never had a point where a game has needled me to death. It kind of pissed me off. Like I was getting angry, and pissed me off perhaps in a good way, I don't know. But I really wanted to beat that stupid rogue galaxy, and I couldn't, and I could just tell like halfway through that I was not gonna win this game, no matter what. I guess I gotta practice, and that's what I wanna do. It makes me wanna practice really hard in order to take on Hades one more time, and maybe even the Epic Galaxy. That would be fun. Pretty straightforward to play through, in all honesty, too. Like the instructions are pretty self-explanatory, pretty easy. The instructions are easy to follow, so that's great. All the cards, easy to follow. They print the instructions, some of them on there. Not too complicated. Dice rolling action, awesome, but a lot of strategy. Easy to learn, but a lot of strategy, and I think that's the only way you can defeat these hard and epic galaxy opponents, especially the rogue ones, because they're crazy. They're so crazy. Oh man, I need to relax. That's pissed me off. I'm angry. I'm an angry guy now. What can I say? Do you think it's gonna be a lot of fun too? Definitely check it out. I do recommend it. It has awesome solo instructions. That being said, I think it's probably a game that would be more fun to play with a group of players, a group of real people, let's say. Like a group of friends, I guess is what you would call them. That's where this game, I think, would shine. Solo, great game, but with friends, I believe, now this isn't from personal experience, obviously, but I believe when you're playing against other players, it'd be a lot of fun because other players aren't gonna needle you to death. Well, they might, but at least it's a real player you can take your frustration out on. This is just like, it's just a rogue galaxy. Damn you, Hades, damn you. Well, anyways, thanks for joining me on my very first episode of Under the Table. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you do, let me know in the comments below. Let me know some suggestions under there as well. You can look forward to more of these videos after every solo playthrough that I do, and I have a lot coming down the pipeline. And on that note, definitely check out Tiny Epic Galaxies by Gamelyn Games, and we'll see you next time on Under the Table. I gotta meditate. So angry. Ah! Ow!